Hallo en welkom by Namibië sonder grense. Vandag se episode is propvol en ons gesels met twee wonderlike vroue. Eerste gesels ons met Katja Laborn wat tans in Poland studeer as deel van 'n uitruilprogram. Sy het ook van hierdie geleentheid gebruik gemaak om plekke soos Spanje, Engeland en Nederland te besoek. Daarna kyk ons wat is nuut by Nicole. Sy was deel van episode 18 hier op Namibië sonder grense en is terug by die MSC-passasierskip Seashore waar sy werk. Sy is ook onlangs bevorder na cruise ship manager op hierdie skip.
We spare no effort to offer you the ultimate in travel, for business or leisure. Because travel is deeply personal and emotional. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then the experience is priceless. We want you to dream, basking in the sheer joy and contentment of every moment, to connect on every level to make every trip count. Let us create moments that will linger, because experience is not a destination, it is how you feel. Trip travel, dream, connect, create, experience.
Hi all, my name is Katja. I'm 30 years old and I come from Windhoek. Currently, I'm a third year student at the University of Namibia and I'm studying education. I am in Poland almost 4 months now, and how I got to Poland is actually through an exchange program that was advertised at the university, and I applied and I was lucky enough to be one of the two students that got selected, and here I am. I'm in a smaller city called Bydgoszcz. I know it's a mouthful, and it's about a 3-hour train ride from the capital city Warsaw, and about 3.5-hour bus ride from Berlin. So that gives you an idea. It's about more to the northwest side of the country. The city is smaller city than the bigger ones, but it's still one of a larger one. We have about 3 larger universities here, and I'm attending UKW. It's the University of Kazimierz Wielki, and it was really a great experience to be able to see how the university here in Poland operate and how students attend their classes and how classes are being operated compared to Namibian universities. So that was really great experience, having to see the different cultures and how the country works, if I can say it like that. For example, on Sundays everything is closed. There's no mall open, there's no shop open. The only thing that's open is the service station and like a convenience store, they call it a zapka. It's almost like a little fuel station shop where you can buy like necessities, and then restaurants and like the movies are open. But further than that, no shopping malls are open. So if you forgot to do your shopping on Saturday, you have to wait till Monday. So that we learned very quickly in our first week that we got here. It was quite funny. So we had to get our service pie, and so that was a great experience already. What I really, really love here is the transport, the reliability of the transport. It's so easy to jump on a bus or a tram and it takes you from destination A to B, and it's so safe, convenient, and it's really taken care of beautifully. So you wouldn't think it is 5-6 years old, this bus. It still looks relatively new. So that was really great. I mean, we've been commuting with bus and tram for the last 4 months, and I will definitely miss taking bus and tram. Obviously, I also look forward to having my own car and just decide, okay, I want to drive somewhere now. But it really was so convenient and rather cheap as well. And so that's something I'm going to definitely miss. I wish I could bring that home or not just for myself, but for everyone else to be able to experience what it means to travel in Europe with public transport. Even all the other countries I've been in, that is how they commute. If they don't have a car or there's no space for a car, it's either tram, bus, or even a bicycle. So food-wise, they have pretty much the same things here that we have back home, but we all know Namibian meat quality is definitely something that no one else has. And I've probably become like a little bit of a vegetarian. I haven't been eating much meat things, chicken or beef, because the quality here is just simply not the same as back home. I mean, they don't know it, but I know. So I don't enjoy it as much, so I prefer to rather not eat it. So I'm really looking forward to having a nice juicy steak back home. And but other than that, I mean, they have things that we have as well. Maybe some things are cheaper, like their vegetables for sure are much cheaper than what we have, but it's not cheap either. So I think price range wise, we're not so off in Namibia. I mean, some things obviously are, but in general, I think it's pretty much the same. So I had the opportunity to obviously travel within Europe while I'm staying here in Poland, and I have been able to travel to Spain, to England. I have obviously been to Germany, and I have to tell you my favorite of all of them, pretty much probably because it was my first international like big travel once I got to Poland, and was the first travel, to see friends I haven't seen in a while, was to Barcelona. That was really a great experience. I loved the atmosphere, the people, everything that was there. It was simply fantastic. I wish I had much more time and money to have stayed longer, but anyone that wants to travel, I would definitely recommend Barcelona. It's amazing. It's of everything there that you want. You want beach, you go to the beach. If you want to be in the big city, you're in the big city. It's really everything you want. So it was really a great destination. England, I went to London. It was a hustle and bustle. It was so good. Theaters, next to theaters, big cities, underground train rides, everything you see in the movies, it's definitely there. It was so much fun. And and of course, I can't forget, I was in Amsterdam as well. That was also a great experience. And wish I could have gone to Paris, but unfortunately I didn't have the time. So I can't say not any of them were fun. It's just, I think Barcelona was my first travel, so it was the first, real excitement to be able to say, okay, I'm traveling Europe. So if you plan on traveling to Poland, make sure you have your Google Translate or a Polish English, translate dictionary with you, because English is not spoken a lot here at all. Maybe in the capital city, it's a bit more common, and here where I live, English is not a priority at all. All the signs, everything is in Polish. You don't get any, translations in the saying, okay, this is the train stop, this is this. So most of the things are in Polish. So everything is in Polish. And it's mostly just the younger generation that will speak some English. We were lucky enough to have been paired with a student that helped us in the first few weeks and showed us around, and she had really good English. Yeah, it's really difficult to communicate, especially with the older generation, because they simply don't speak English. They did say that most of the Polish people are just shy and, feel uncomfortable having to speak English, but they can actually speak it. So that felt a bit short, trying to communicate. And if the person doesn't understand any English, it's really hard to get your question to them or get information out of them. So Google Translate on my phone became my best friend, and you try to use all the signage as far as possible without having to ask someone. So that's something that you have to sort of live with when you come to Poland. When I traveled to England, everything is English. When I went to Germany, I was lucky enough because I speak German. It makes it so much easier, but everything is Polish. So you have to be prepared for that language shock, if I can call it like that. And weather, of course, is completely different here than back home. I mean, we arrived in winter time, luckily not high winter anymore. It was starting to become spring, so we didn't see snow. Unfortunately, I really wanted to see snow, but it was cold, much colder than it is back home, and everything is heated. From the bus to the tram to the mall, everything is heated. So you wear layers and layers of clothing because it's so cold outside. And as soon as you go inside the building, you have to take off everything because it's so warm inside. So that was something that really frustrated me a lot, because it just feels so useless having to wear 3 jackets, and then you go inside the shop and you have to take all 3 off and then carry them the whole time. So I was very excited when spring started because it became warmer, so you didn't have to wear as many clothes anymore. And it's becoming much warmer, but it's a very up and down kind of weather. One day it's overcast and it might rain, the next day it's just like humid, hot. So you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. The biggest adjustment so far, especially now in summertime, is the actual time when the sun sets and when it rises. At 4 a.m. the sun has already risen, so it feels like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. in Windhoek by 4 a.m. here in Poland, and only past 10 o'clock does the sun set. So it's like these really long days, and by 7 o'clock in the evening or 8 o'clock in the evening, when it's usually already dark in Windhoek, even in summer, it feels like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So your body watch just doesn't switch off. So you have to adapt quite a lot with these extremes of early morning sunrise and late sunset. So it's going to be a big challenge for me to adapt, because I'll be coming back to Namibia in winter time. So everything's going to be darker much earlier, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll adapt just fine. Other than that, the people are really friendly here, very accommodating. Even if we don't speak the same language, they will try and help you as far as they can to communicate what they need to communicate and help you if you're looking for directions or so. So they're very friendly. And I obviously learned a few things to say in Polish, just, to get around. So I have dziękuję, which means thank you. I have dzień dobry, which means good day or good morning. And I have do widzenia, which is goodbye. And with that being said, do widzenia.
Good morning, goeiemorgen, guten morgen to all the beautiful Namibians out there. It's lovely to be back here again. I'm greeting you guys all the way from MSC Seashore in the Caribbean in the US. It's around the world and it's very far from Namibia, of course. It's actually lovely to be back here. Last time I spoke to all of you, I was actually on MSC Seashore, and now I'm back again. What a pleasure to be back, honestly. Really, it feels like you're back home. This has become my home away from home. It's a lonely life because you're very far from your family and your friends, but you do make new family and new friends from all around the world. I'm talking about every single country, and I get the pleasure of working with these lovely people every single day and learning a lot of new cultures and new ways of doing things, which I think is very, very important to, you know, expand your mind and not only to have tunnel vision. So they tend to keep me on my toes and teach me all I know these days, and it's quite an honor to be here again. Now, before I embarked this beautiful ship, I was actually on a ship called MSC Meraviglia before I got here. So she has been an absolute stunner. She was my first ship working with MSC, and what a gorgeous, gorgeous ship. So it was quite lovely to be back on her again. And before I came to MSC Seashore, I had the opportunity to take MSC Meraviglia from the Caribbean, from the US, and do an amazing crossing all the way back to Malta, Valletta, Malta. Now that's an Italy side, you know, it's a very long crossing. Now, after arriving in Valletta, Malta, I was given the most amazing opportunity from the company to start a new journey, and that journey was becoming the new cruise staff manager in the Caribbean. Whether or not this will be the only place I'll get to experience this new journey, I don't know. It can maybe be in the UK, I can maybe go to North Europe. It all depends on what I do and how I do it. And of course, it's not that easy. It comes with a lot of challenges, a lot of new challenges, which I actually love to face, and I actually love the process of it all. I love organizing, delegating, and of course, learning, listening, and then doing. So I'm trying my best every single day, trying to make Namibia proud. You know, I don't know whether or not I am the first Namibian to be a cruise staff manager, well, a female in this case. But if that is the case, very, very much on it, and I'm really trying to live up to the amazing standards that has been set before me. So how does this work? Now, of course, I've been given a new opportunity. That doesn't mean it's permanent. You know, you need to prove yourself. You need to really do the work before you get rewarded. And I am still on a 2 months probation. I've just passed the 1 month line, so hopefully I am doing a good job. I hope to get good feedback at the end of the 2 months, and let's see, maybe this job will become permanent. And with this amazing new title, I get the most amazing team ever. They became friends and family overnight. They're all from around the world. They're from the Philippines, from Kenya, Spain, Dominican Republic, Romania, South Africa. They're from, you know, all around the world, and I'm quite blessed to have them, and they're teaching me so much as we go along. I mean, I've been a cruise staff just 2 months ago, so the transition is a little bit tricky, but we get to manage it, and they get to help me succeed at this new job, and I'm quite loving it with them. Now, the last time we spoke, when I was on MSC Seashore, we had to follow a lot of restrictions, a lot of procedures, you know, you name it. There was no shore leave granted. Now the ball has shifted. Previously, we were not allowed to go on land at all during our contract. You had to stay on board, but now we are granted shore leave, so that means we are allowed to go out on the ports of calls like Puerto Rico, San Juan, Cozumel. We even get to go on MSC's private island in the Bahamas known as Ocean Cay. Gorgeous, absolutely amazing island to be on. We had to follow really strict guidelines and procedures regarding COVID as well. It's a little bit relaxed, but the base, like peanut butter and jelly, is still there. We still need to wear masks. Unfortunately, COVID has not stopped. It does still exist. It's still out there, and we need to protect ourselves as crew members, because we still get tested once or twice a week, doing an antigen test to make sure our crew is well and healthy. Now, as a cruise staff, we do loads of things on board. We manage to host the parties. We create an atmosphere in the pool every day, such as doing pool games, you know, basketball, belly flop competitions, King of the Seas. There's so many things that us as cruise staff do. We are like the prefects on board, you know, the face of the ship, because we are everywhere. We do dances, we perform, we do it all. We're everywhere with the packs, and that is actually the most amazing part of it all, is being able to share this experience with the packs, to see their feedback on the spot, them enjoying their holiday, because we are here for the full-on energy ride or the roller coaster with the packs on board. Now the question that everybody is asking, how do you apply for the cruise liners? Now in my case, I went on MSC. I went signing up in the corner. It says careers or something like that, MSC careers, and you sign up. You literally follow the process. You have to complete everything to score that interview. It's all about the interview, because that's where they decide whether or not you'll be able to work on board or not. And of course, there's a lot of other processes that you need to do, a lot of other things that you need to do. In this case, it is your STCWs. Now in Namibia, unfortunately, we don't have all these courses available to us. So I, in this case, had to fly to Cape Town. You can also do it in Durban, but in this case, I had to fly to Cape Town to go to maritime safety to complete all of these courses. Now, these courses have a duration of, let's say, 3 weeks to 1 month. You also have to accommodate your own accommodation. You have to have your own transport to go to these courses. Let's say the courses you need to be able to work on board is like your firefighting, your safety awareness, your first aid that you need to do. All of these are courses that you need by law to work on board. And then of course you need to do a full medical checkup. Now that is from your head to your toes, to make sure that you are fit for duty. The reason for it is very, very simple. You need to be able to be in full good shape to work on board, because it's a lot of strain, it's a lot of hours of standing. It's 7 days a week. There is no off time unless your department grants it to you, or depending on your working hours. As a crew staff, you are required to work 11 hours a day. Now you've done your SCCWs, you did a full medical checkup. Now you just need to continue with the profile that you need to complete in order for them to contact you. And of course, when they contact you, they will send you all the papers and documents required and needed for you to start working abroad. And it's very, very simple. After that, you just have to wait for the call, and you have to impress the people, like any job that you need to apply for or an interview that you need to do. And hopefully they will come back to you very, very soon, because we have to wait for an opening to open. And you know, our contracts tend to be anything between 6 to 8 to 9 months. So that's how long you wait for a position to be available to you. And before I say goodbye, I would just like to show you guys where I am. I'm in the Madison Theatre, the gorgeous, the breathtaking theatre, where there's shows every night from the production cast on board. I'm talking about acrobats, everything. You name it. I've never seen so much talent in such a big area, you know. There's so many talent out there, and I get to experience it every night. I get to come here every night and see what the crew members can do. It's outstanding. It's really outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for letting me be able to catch up with you guys, getting to share what was happening then and what's happening now. It was honestly a privilege to be back on here again. I was blessed to be given the second chance to come and speak to my fellow Namibians. I miss you guys so much. You know, Namibia, everywhere I go, I try to tell everyone on board about Namibia and share our beautiful country with the world. I hope to see you guys very, very soon, or around the world, or even on board. Book a trip now and come to see me and come to experience this beautiful ship with me. It's an honor to be here, and I really enjoy what I do. And I'll see you guys when I get back home. But for now, I need to say goodbye. So tot ziens, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, ciao. Till next time, and I will see you around the world. Bye.
En dit is al vir vandag se episode. As jy in Namibië is wat in die buiteland woon, of jy weet dalk van iemand, stuur gerus my e-pos na kristien@rbkyn.com.na. As jy na ouer episodes van Namibië sonder grense wil kyk, gaan eenvoudig na www.networkmediahub.com. Ek sien julle almal weer volgende week.